and welcome to the Wonky Gamer episode 43, League of Fortnite. I am Stef, and here is Mr. Dead Reckoning.
Hi.
Excellent. I'm starting to get like the whole mirror thing on these cameras, which is kind of cool, into my head. I've got a new fancy design, so let us know what you think. Tried to spruce it up, make it look a bit fancier, because we're fancy people, me and Dad. There's no Rami today, but I'm sure we'll be back next time. We've been away for a bit. I uploaded a video a bit late, and these guys have been away at Sci-Fi Weekender.
Yep. Had a lot of fun.
Didn't you get an interview as well?
We did. I'm waiting for the files to be posted.
Ooh. Well, should we just leave that a mystery for the time being?
Can do.
Excellent, we'll keep it suspenseful.
It was a lot of fun though.
I'm jealous, man. I'll go next time. Gotta be there next time. Where we
should, because it's a lot of fun.
So we've got gaming news. Gaming news. Let's talk about our old favourite, No Man's Sky.
The game that you can only play on PlayStation.
Not for long.
PC.
Not for long.
Mm.
This is just for you, Dad. The hyping.
Oh well, it's probably not just for me.
It's just for you. You're the only person that will buy it.
I doubt it.
Okay, yeah, you probably won't buy it. Probably no one will buy it. But they're hyping this up because apparently they're working on some update. From what I understand, they've been working on lots of updates actually for No Man's Sky that I just haven't followed. So yeah, apparently they're going to add something or other. Nobody really knows. So as usual, not really sure if it's actually going to be any good. But there you go. And I've completely lost the show notes. There we go. But the exciting news for all you Xbox One players is finally you can get your hands on this masterpiece of a game you've been waiting 2 years for.
I guess some people might have been waiting for it, but it does kind of shoot Sony's. You can only play this game on the Sony console.
Doesn't it?
Right in the foot.
It doesn't, because like you could get it like a year or two early, whenever it came out.
Yeah, okay. Or you could wait 2 years for them to work out all the kinks and put it on Xbox.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone thought it would be as shit as it was.
The biggest argument I keep getting from people is, oh, you can't play Crash Bandicoot on Xbox. On Xbox. Well, yes, I can, because it's being released imminently, if it's not already been released.
No, and the main thing is you can't
play No Man's Sky on it. Yes, I can.
You can't play JRPGs though.
I would rather shoot myself in the balls.
You can't play Final Fantasy VII Remake when that comes out.
I would rather headbutt.
Your favourite game?
I would rather jump out of an airlock into the cold vacuum of space.
You know you want to.
No, I don't. Like, seriously, I don't.
You definitely
Not even if you buy it.
I've been playing so much Final Fantasy lately, but I'll get to that later.
Well, somebody's got to.
That's true. Many people do. Many people love it. But I suppose that's the news for No Man's Sky, because I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what they're going to add to it. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe one day it'll be a good game.
Maybe one day it'll be multiplayer.
Yeah, maybe that day will come when Star Citizen release a game. Where you don't have to pay $200
and charge you £4,000 a copy.
Exactly. I'm going to just bring this one up again briefly, because we talked about this a while back, and I just thought I really want to play it. It's called Dual Universe. It's an MMO. And it looks fancy. It's got voxel building in it. And it's on a single shard server, similar to Eve. You're going to be able to build your own ships, sort of Minecraft almost type ships, but they look a lot better.
Okay.
Realistic in-game economy. Emergent gameplay, so that's good. We all love a bit of emergent gameplay. That's why Sea of Thieves is such a great game. Speaking of great exclusives, lol.
I thoroughly enjoy Sea of Thieves. It's very silly.
I bet it's good for like 5 hours, like No Man's Sky.
I keep getting a lot of people saying, "Oh, there's not a lot of content." I don't think it's a game about content. I think it's a game about who you're doing it with.
But all you do is collect chests, don't you? And then
you collect chests and try not to get screwed over by the guys that have got the bigger ship than you. There is a lot of rep grinding in it, yes, but there's storms on the horizon that I keep avoiding that look like giant skulls in the sky, in the clouds.
Sounds like
with
a good thing.
Glowing eyes. I tend to avoid those. There's been some floating stuff in the water with seagulls above it, which I generally think is probably a shipwreck, but again, early level character, I'm not going near it. But yeah, there's also the Krakens in it as well.
Oh, the sea is beautiful, I'll give you that.
The mechanics of the game are brilliant.
Well, they are working on adding a lot of stuff, because there's been a lot of angry people expecting more.
I never expected more than what I saw in the beta test, to be fair.
I suppose similar to how I actually thought No Man's Sky was exactly what I thought. Like, it played exactly how I thought it was going to play.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't expecting that much more than... I was expecting more factions, which they put in. Found out about the Kraken events and stuff like that, where you've got to go and kill the Kraken, which should be quite amusing, because it's not supposed to be very easy. There are storms that if you sail into the middle of them, you end up washing up on some random island.
Let's go back to Sea of Thieves, because I assumed that was you were going to talk about that later anyway. In the games we're kind of like the review thing.
Yeah, I can do.
We can come back to that, because I think that would be quite interesting to talk about. But we've also got news on Shadows of War. Do you remember that game?
Well, the one I haven't played yet because I haven't finished the first one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The one that everyone... This was before everyone got upset about Battlefront 2. So this looks
yeah,
kind of
I remember them
now.
getting annoyed because you had to buy orcs that were one-use items.
Well, apparently they've permanently removed the microtransactions in that game.
Okay, and that game was made by who?
Whoever made Middle-earth, Shadows of War.
So it's not EA then?
Whatever. No, it's not EA. But that's good news.
Well, as one company starts a turnaround on it,
they had to remove... EA did as well.
Well, yeah, they had to. They had no standpoint.
Yeah, I do reckon Disney basically said, you have to do this.
I would be very surprised if EA get another Star Wars game.
They're making another one, but we'll talk about that a bit later. And then... So that's Shadows of War. I don't think there's much to say on that. I don't know. Yeah, there's not too much to say about that. But it's good news, so hopefully, like, the tides are turning. You know,
with any luck, because the backlash from Battlefront was probably
made waves.
Yeah, it's probably the straw that broke the camel's back.
Got a bit of sad news for this next one, which is a bit sad, but quite amazing as well. The timing of this podcast quite good actually, because we were going to do it on Sunday, but today's Monday now. But it's quite good that it is for this reason. So, probably one of the most famous esports players in the world is a guy called Doublelift, who is a League of Legends player and incredibly good player. And it's pretty awful, really. He's had a bit of a rough time growing up. He left home at 16 and was homeless because he played games, and he wasn't very supported, I don't think, and that kind of stuff. But anyway, and he made up with his parents and all of that. But the really awful thing that happened last weekend, which was, what was it? It was Saturday the 31st, I think. His brother stabbed both his parents and killed his mother.
Okay.
Which is awful. So that was terrible news. And the guy is absolutely amazing, because what he ended up doing, so he's obviously had to sort all this shit out and deal with it over the last week. And he had the finals this weekend, and he still played it, and he fucking won the NALCS.
Okay.
So he won the North American finals. with all this going on. So big props to the guy. What an absolute hero. But yeah, I thought I'd mention that because he's a bit of a legend, and it's quite amazing that he's managed to keep going. But yeah, let's talk about Final Fantasy 15. Do you want to talk about Final Fantasy 15, Dad?
Not really.
Yes, you do.
But I have a feeling you're going to anyway.
Yeah, we definitely are. It's such a great game. It's not that great, actually. I've been playing it a lot recently. I've been sort of trying to play it again and grind through some of the stuff. It's really grindy. I just thought I'd mention this anyway, just because why not? Apparently there's going to be 4 new DLCs coming out based on the characters Arden, Luna. There's a small side story DLC and an alternate ending coming out next year. The other cool features that are coming out are they're going to be introducing mod support on PC, a level editor and a single player character editor, as well as releasing the Final Fantasy 15 Comrades sort of multiplayer part as a standalone thing. So they're really all-inning on Final Fantasy 15 at the moment. Much to Dad's happiness. Dad couldn't give a fuck, could he, really?
Not really.
He's just like, I just don't care about this.
Not really, no. Final Fantasy, don't care.
So we'll swiftly move on to Fortnite.
Yay, Fortnite.
Have you played Fortnite?
No, not yet.
No, I haven't either.
I just know that it's from everything I hear, it's supposed to be better than PUBG. So,
which is quite a boring game in my opinion, anyway.
It's all well and good playing PUBG, thinking you're clever and hiding in the grass, but the sniper on the other side of the field just sees you on a hill. There is no grass.
I am part of the Master PC race, and you are an Xbox scrub.
I don't play PUBG. I haven't played PUBG. I don't intend on playing PUBG.
I've only played PUBG twice, and I deleted it off my machine. It was really boring. I even got quite high up in the standings on the games I played, but it's not very... Just
thrilling.
like DayZ, but... And DayZ's DayZ, so I don't really want to play another DayZ game. But anyway, the point of this is that Fortnite has become absolutely ridiculously massive.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually been kicking League of Legends ass on Twitch, which is quite a feat, because League has been like number one for... dunno, probably years at this point. Also, weirdly enough, a lot of League of Legends streamers are jumping ship to Fortnite, which is quite frightening. But I suppose League it's had its time. It probably is... I don't think it's on the way out just yet, but I think... I don't know. I think it's kind of reached its plateau. So that's all well and good. We've also got the game that is released once a year for the last 7 years, which is Skyrim VR.
There has to be a point where the horse has been flogged.
See, I was really tempted about this like trying it out in VR yet again, like, but I just don't know if I could bring myself to do it. I mean, I don't know.
I still haven't done it, so
I quite like. Thing is, I got a VR headset, and I think it would be fun to play, but I just don't know if I want to pay £40 to play Skyrim again, even with a VR headset. It's quite a lot of money to play a 7-year-old game.
Yeah, I'm not that interested. You know, I will probably get round to playing Skyrim, possibly, maybe at some point in the future.
Have you even played it?
Nope.
God, you're like the one person in the gaming community that's never played Skyrim.
Probably.
It's amazing.
I will probably get round to playing it at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Do you not think that like a lot of the big studios like Bethesda and BioWare have just come a bit boring lately?
Everybody's doing re-releases. All our old games don't work on the new console, so let's just remake the old game because it involves doing very little work.
I suppose the VR might have taken some work, but you do kind of think, couldn't you just have like sacked it off and invested your time in like your next game instead?
Well, yeah, you would have thought new IPs are generally tend to be where you get your revenue from.
Especially because Fallout 4 was kind of quite lackluster. It did okay, but people were a bit disappointed by that game. You would have thought maybe they'd be going, yeah, maybe we should invest all our time and money into kind of making a really good new game.
Well, Fallout 4 was the first Fallout I played through, so...
Oh, you probably would have quite liked it then.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was okay. I just found it a bit boring.
It's not the fastest paced game.
Here's some news.
That's one of the things that you sacrifice if you go for a story based game. It generally tends to mean that it's not very fast paced.
I suppose. I've always quite liked the Elder Scroll games though. Much more than Fallout. Don't know why. Maybe because Fallout's set in some like radioactive wasteland and there's not much there. It's not that pretty to look at.
Glowing scorpions.
Exactly. But, very exciting news. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, a remaster of the first 3 Spyro games, is coming out. How excited are you, Dad?
A bit.
I quite liked Spyro as a kid.
Cat.
Oh, there's a cat on the screen.
A soggy mess, go away. Go and turn yourself off. Sorry. Cat in camera.
Did you play much Spyro?
I played the first one, I think. Definitely played the first one.
I think it'd be quite fun to play.
May have played the second one. No, I might pick that one up for nostalgia.
It's been rumoured for a while as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, people have been going on about it for quite a while.
I'd rather remake a Banjo-Kazooie though. Or like an actual Banjo-Kazooie game that was like Banjo-Kazooie and not nuts and bolts. I suppose we did get that with ukulele, sort of.
Oh yeah. They basically updated the IP to a different, created a new IP on the same engine, basically.
Yeah. Which was an alright game, actually. And in other news, DayZ, the old fabled, the kind of butt of every early access joke known to man. Supposedly, so this is coming to Xbox One soon, and PlayStation, I think. And they're making a big fuss about relaunching it on a whole new engine. Which will be entering beta fairly soon. Movement is better, server infrastructure is better, so you can actually have more than a few zombies on the map, which is probably quite good because it was pretty poor that a zombie game did not have very many zombies in it.
Well, kind of like the new Venom movie, the Spider-Man film that has no Spider-Man in it and very little Venom.
That sounds rather problematic.
Yes, yeah, the new Spider-Man has... the new Venom film with Tom Hardy, great actor, awesome actor, has apparently got 5 minutes of Venom as Venom.
That sounds pretty lame.
Yes, and guess who's making that film?
Rian Johnson.
No, the company behind it.
Warner Brothers.
Nope. Who owns Spider-Man?
Marvel.
No.
No, Sony.
Yes.
Oh. I actually quite like the original Spider-Man Sony.
The first 3 were alright, the third one kind of went off on one.
Yeah.
Again, that's another one that pisses me off because Venom in that is not very good either.
I wasn't that impressed though with the new Spider-Man Marvel movie.
What? Homecoming?
Yeah, I mean, he's more Spider-Man, right? I can agree with that. He's more like comedic and stuff, but it's not dark enough for me. It's just some like annoying kid.
Yeah, but this was kind of his first outing.
Yeah, true.
When it was all easy before everybody knew who he was, or is. Once Spider-Man gets a name for himself, all the big guns start coming after him. It starts getting a lot darker.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a bit more of that then as time goes on. I don't know. Marvel
Oh, we've got Infinity War first.
Well, I think Marvel are going to all in Black Panther loads.
The Infinity War trailer looks like it's going to be a very, very long story.
Well, it's 2 films, isn't it?
They're not tagging it as part 1, but I imagine it probably will be.
I heard rumour it's 2 films. They're going
It
to do
was.
like the
I
second one
heard it
this
was
year.
supposed to be 2 parts, but the trailer I saw today didn't say Infinity War Part 1. It just said Infinity War.
Oh.
Don't know, but we've gone off target.
We have. We should probably talk about games. So let's talk about League of Legends again, because it's exciting. So here's a little picture of a new character called Kai'Sa. And for the first time ever, really, people have started getting a little bit upset about sexually revealing characters in League of Legends, which is a surprise to me because this has been going on for 9 years since the game released, so I don't know. Not really sure what the problem is. But anyway, what's happened is, as you can see, she's got like a neck. You can see her neckline, and I suppose like she's a bit overemphasized. So Riot Games have obviously backtracked and panicked, and are like, what they said, it was really important for us to make Kai'Sa look like a human wearing a void suit rather than a monstrosity created by the void. And that their intention was not to make her look unnecessarily sexualized. So if anyone was upset about this, don't worry, they didn't sexualize her on purpose to get you to pay money for the champion. That did not happen. Not going on. But anyway, if anyone feels bad about it, there's that news for that. But let's talk about something that you and Rami, I think you're interested in this. State of Decay 2.
Possibly not.
Really? You're not interested in it?
I don't know. I'm waiting for it to come out first.
I would have thought this would be one of your whole... Isn't it an Xbox or Microsoft exclusive?
It is a Microsoft exclusive.
Well, there's a new trailer out and it looks quite good. I'm concerned about the price point, especially if they're going to release Sea of Thieves for £50, which doesn't have much content, and then they release State of Decay for £20. It's a bit ponderous, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, it's not Microsoft that's releasing it at this.
Oh, I've lost your
Creators.
voice. Ah, you've come back. That's fine.
It's generally the game creators that set the price point, not Microsoft. So,
Yeah.
but it's up to the
suppose
game
so.
creators how much they want to charge for it. If they want to charge a stupid price for it, it's up to them. It won't do them any favours in the long run.
Is this another one of those Game Pass games?
Yes.
Yeah, it just worries me a bit. The Game Pass, all these like supposedly AAA titles coming out on Game Pass. I don't know. To me, it suggests that they're either like not properly finished or they're not really worth the price point. Like, well, they're not worth.
Or
like £50.
alternatively, Microsoft have made deals with these companies to use their...
But what do they get out of it?
Who?
The
Microsoft.
companies.
Probably a shit ton of money from Microsoft for the exclusives of having them on launch day.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you buy
you can't-
a game?
If you can't play State of Decay anywhere else and you have to get an Xbox
Yeah.
because you want to play it because all your mates are playing it and it's the best game in the world, Microsoft
Also-
will get more revenue by paying more money to the games company so that they can have it on launch as an exclusive.
Speaking of Microsoft and buying their games, well, games that they sort of own, like they own Sea of Thieves, basically. I can't stand Microsoft. Like, so I pre-ordered Sea of Thieves and actually cancelled it, but when I pre-ordered it, I had to log into the store on my PC, and then it connected up my email, so now my email fucking hassles me all the time. And it just, like, locks you in to Windows 10 with your emails. Oh, it's done my head in. Absolutely done my head in.
I'm an Xbox owner, so I already have a Xbox Live account.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but God, I hate Windows.
But as long as you've got an Outlook or a Live account, or whatever they want to call it now, that's basically all you need. You don't even need Xbox Live to be able to play Sea of Thieves on your PC with your friends on Xbox.
No, that's true. I just wish they didn't force me to have my email loaded into Windows 10. It just irritates me because it pops up at me all the time, and most emails I get are just trash anyway.
Well, my email is my account on Windows. Hello, Cat.
See, mine isn't. In fact, I'm not going to talk about my account because it's incredibly badly set up, my computer.
You're
Probably
wet.
shouldn't say that
Don't dry
on
off.
live stream. Anyway, moving on. World of Warcraft. Battle for
Azeroth.
Azeroth. This is quite... I don't know. Did you play Warcraft?
I played a lot of Warcraft. The last expansion I didn't really play at all because they butchered Hunters completely and made it unplayable.
Yeah, Hunter's the most fun class, actually.
No, they weren't. Not anymore.
They're not?
Hunters have always been able to have a pet. Was the whole point of the Hunter. It was you and an animal.
Yeah, that's the only reason I...
And you arranged DPS.
Yeah.
And then Beast Mastery made your animals better. Now,
Okay.
if you want to have a pet, you have to go Beast Mastery, and it's shocking.
Oh.
And if you want to use traps, you have to be Survival, I think. Basically, they took all the skills that I had on forever, and they split them up into 3 separate trees.
Oh dear.
So my rotation was completely destroyed.
Well, that's
So it would have been basically learning to play the game all over again.
Would any of the new expansion interest you? Because they've got... The really cool thing I've heard is that they've got 4 new races, which are the High Mountain Tauron, the Lightforged Draenei, the Void Elves, and the Nightborn. Which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, they've got 4 new playable races, which should be interesting. Apparently they've changed the skills back as well, so it might be something on my list. Apparently they've changed all the... They may have fixed Hunters again. But yeah, they completely screwed up last time.
It looks interesting though. It's going back to them sort of the Horde and the Alliance fighting each other, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's gone back to being them and us instead of us and them versus them.
Were you a Horde or an Alliance player?
Horde, because the Horde is more fun, and the Alliance were a bunch of stuck-up pricks.
I agree, actually. I only really played the Horde.
If you look at a lot of the Alliance quests, it's the Horde are the bad guys, the Horde are the bad guys. And if you look at a lot of the Horde quests, it's the Alliance, they're over there, we just try and leave them alone, but they're a pain in the arse.
Also, the Horde have got fancy colours. Like, I love the fact that everything's so orange with the Hordes. I find the Alliance is way too blue everywhere. Green.
Yeah, and their quest lines are a little bit too stuck up and annoying.
Indeed. I would agree.
A little bit too righteous, probably.
I've got a game for you and Rami to get, coming out on Xbox and PS4. Divinity Original Sin 2. You will not regret it.
I keep hearing the name thrown around quite a lot.
But that's coming... Yeah, that's coming to Xbox 360. I don't know when. Not 360. Xbox One and...
Time travelling.
PS4. Yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend it. We tried to do a kind of like... Someone developed a campaign, one of my friends, and we were doing like a live stream of it, but it bugged out, so we have to wait for him to finish the whole thing. But it's quite a fun game.
Yeah, it's supposed to have like your own GM system in it as well, so... It could become quite a useful tool for a lot of role players or on the internet.
Let's talk about one that you were wanting to talk about, because it's quite an interesting one. You maybe know a bit more than me, but Jurassic World Evolution.
Yeah, it's a new management sim, basically.
Oh, is it?
Around. Yeah, it's complete. It's basically Jurassic Park. Here you go. Here's an island. You work for the company now. Your job's to build the island. Off you go.
And then it all falls apart.
Well, it can fall apart. There's weather, storms and stuff can knock fences down. Things can go wrong. Then there will be running and screaming and death, probably. No
doubt.
But it looks like quite an in-depth, well put together Jurassic Park game. You have to build all your own fences. It's not just a case of you can shape all the terrain. It's got sort of elements of things like Populous in it, where you can raise and lower the terrain and add water sources and put down forests, and you can basically terraform the entire place.
Oh, cool.
So it's got a lot of control, that side of it. It's also got you have to go and dig up fossils basically as well, and all the sites that they've got that you can go and dig from are all based on real sites, so it's as realistic as possible.
Wow, and the graphics are really nice as well.
The graphics on it look brilliant.
Plus it's got Jeff Goldblum.
Yep, Jeff Goldblum he's playing Ian Malcolm, and he's basically been hired by the company to point you in the right direction, kind of your conscience, I think. And it's basically got a sort of quest system that they're called contracts, I think they're called, and it'll be things like get a full genome for a Triceratops.
Oh, cool.
Through research and stuff like that, and there's 3 different.
You can actually research animals.
Yeah, so you have to research the DNA to get it more and more accurate. There's 3 different divisions within the company that you work for. There's like a science, there's an entertainment, and I can't remember what the third one is. Technology, probably.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's
it's quite fun.
A lot of management in it, but they've made a big deal about making sure that the dinosaurs are kind of as accurate as possible and as lifelike as possible.
Oh, cool. So there might be an element of like black and white.
Yeah, it's kind of, don't put your carnivores in with your herbivores because it'll eat them.
It's the kind of thing I'd do anyway to see what would happen.
But it looks like quite a good management sim, and there's things like if you have to move a dinosaur, you have to tranquilize it first, so you have to send in a helicopter, which can either be sent in to do it automatically, or you can take control of it, and then you get to be the sniper shooting at the animals as well. So
oh, cool.
It looks like there's a lot more control over the game. But yeah, it's kind of theme park world with dinosaurs, basically.
I'd be quite interested to try it. It sounds quite fun.
But yeah, no, the trailer looks really good, and there's a couple of gameplay videos that are online as well.
What about Far Cry 5?
It was released.
You don't get it?
On the 27th. I haven't got it yet. I probably won't. I don't know. I still haven't played Far Cry 4 or 3.
I played a bit of Far Cry 3 like last week to see if I would be tempted to try 5, but it's a bit
I still haven't played 4.
I don't know. I kind of find Far Cry games is all the same.
It's kind of a sandbox game where you go running around shooting people.
Yeah.
Like all the other sandbox games.
The thing is, the only sandbox game that I like that sort of does that is like GTA, because it has story and things that keep you interested. Like, it's all fun and games to rampage for about 10 minutes, but then it just gets really boring.
Yeah, pretty much. And repetitive, and oh no, I've shot someone, I need to run away from the police and hide in this garage until they've gone. Oh, they've gone, now I can go and shoot somebody else.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. But this is an interesting one. We talked about EA before, and supposedly they're hiring for a new Star Wars open world game.
I have a sneaking suspicion that this is their last chance, and they probably have been told by Disney to cut the shit.
I hope so.
Because if they try and pull the microtransaction bullshit again, I think people will probably murder them.
Well, that's why I think what's it called? The new game that people are raving about that EA released called Way Out by a sort of indie developer.
A Way Out. This new one where it's basically Prison Break the game.
Yeah, and they were like really good with it in terms of like you could, like hypothetically, you could buy it and then Rami could play it with you without having to buy the game.
There's a ability to buy one copy and effectively share with your player too.
So they are trying. I think they really are trying to improve their image at the moment.
They've got a lot of things to do before they can drag the name out of the shit.
Well, they have, because I think... I mean, they haven't got that much that I'm really interested in EA anymore, because I just naturally assume the next Star Wars game is going to be crap. BioWare are dead, in my opinion. I think Anthem's going to be crap. I'm not interested in it at all, because for me, BioWare are best when they make single-player games, so I'm very, very uninterested in Anthem. And I think they got an uphill struggle with it because when it comes to Destiny clones, like, I think people are bored of Destiny now and that type of game.
Probably, well, they're bored of the Destiny model where they sell you half a game
and then charge you loads. Yeah, when they gated, what did they gate that was ridiculous? Like, areas of the end game that you could access before the expansion came out, they then stopped you being able to do it. Which is just unbelievable.
That's stupid.
But let's talk about what we've been playing. So I might start off with Star Wars Galaxies Emulator, which I always harp on about. Playing this quite a bit. It's really fun. I'm trying to get Jedi. I have to grind like a crazy person. It's great.
It sounds great.
It's a really cool game because like leveling and the skill system's really cool. Like you level up boxes of skills and you can do kind of level up in any profession you want. There's about 32 or 34 professions, so it's really, really open-ended. But this is like an emulator of a game that came out in like, God knows, like 2002 or something, 2004. But it still stands as one of my favourite MMOs, and the MU community is like really like active, so the server's pretty full, so it's a lot of fun to play. But I think we should also talk about... Actually, I'll do another one that I've done, because I'm not sure... I've got one for Sea of Thieves, but we can come up to that next. We could look at this, though. I've been replaying Final Fantasy VIII.
Because somebody's got to.
It's amazing. It's my favourite Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
And I saw a load of mods. A lot of fun. But what is Sea of Thieves like?
I thoroughly enjoy it because it's silly.
Do you not think it's lacking content? How much have you played of it?
I haven't played a great deal of it, to be honest. Me and Rami have only really had a chance to get together once for it.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what I was expecting it to be from the beta test. I was expecting more factions that you have to like do jobs for, so
yeah.
They appeared. I'd heard rumours about the Kraken event, which just sounds silly. You've got to kill a Kraken.
Hell yeah.
You can't just pour DPS into it and hope it dies. You have to take it out in stages, basically. You have to take out its tentacles, then its head, brain, body. So it's not just to keep shooting until it falls over.
It's a game I would like to play with you guys. I just don't want to spend £50 on it.
Well, then, at some point, it will probably come up cheap on Steam.
Yeah, well, it'll never come on Steam.
It's released through Microsoft, isn't it?
But I will get it at some point. I don't know. I think they need to either add a lot more content, which sounds like they're doing, because the backlog has been really bad. But
I was never expecting it to be a game packed with content. I think it's one of those games that's more about who you're playing with than the content.
Yeah.
You and a bunch of mates tooling around on the ocean. That's pretty much it. We can go and get treasure. We can go and do bounty missions for skulls.
Mm.
So basically go and kill a bunch of skeletons. A large part of the game is avoiding the dickheads in the other boat. Or boats, plural. Because they're a pain in the ass. Especially if they've got a bigger boat than you.
Yeah, I suppose I only briefly tried it, like solo, so I didn't really understand what's going on, and I don't know.
The sailing mechanics for a start doing it solo is a lot harder because you have to do everything yourself. Whereas if you're doing it as part of a team, someone steers, somebody raises the anchor, someone controls the angles on the sails.
Yeah. I don't know.
And someone watches the map.
It looks fun. It does look fun. I think it's just one of those that the price point. I mean, for you and Rami, if you both got it through
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Rami got it through Game Pass. I didn't.
Like, I just wouldn't be willing to pay £50 for it at the moment.
I don't think it was £50. I think it was about £40. Got a funny feeling it was $39.99.
It's still quite a lot of money.
PlayStation have released less for more.
Only No Man's Sky. I honestly think Sea of Thieves is a No Man's Sky.
Not
terms of,
really,
general perception, not
really,
perception,
because they actually said it was going to be a multiplayer game, and it is a multiplayer game.
That's true. There is the fact you can actually meet people in the game.
That's half the fun. Half the fun
bonus.
is running away for an hour and a half just to lure them into a trap where you can shoot them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not one of those.
It's not actually all that easy to run away.
How's it doing on Twitch? Is it doing well still?
I don't know.
I kind of want to open up the Twitch window, but it'll start playing music at me. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh no, it won't. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, it's dropped quite a lot. There's like almost 13,000 people, viewers.
But how far up on Twitch is Final Fantasy VII?
Well, Final Fantasy VII came out in 97, so I don't expect it to be...
Just because it doesn't show up on Twitch doesn't mean the game doesn't exist.
No, but I don't think a lot of people are playing Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, but I've never been one for following the mainstream masses. No,
that's true, but what I mean is in terms of its popularity and how people feel about it, Twitch can be a good indication, because if people aren't... I mean, 30,000 is not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just...
The other thing is that Fortnite's out and everybody's playing that as well. Everybody's watching people play that.
In fact, more people playing Fortnite, Hearthstone and PUBG than they are playing League of Legends, at least on streaming. Which is quite interesting. Overwatch is really quite far down as well. Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop looking at that. Let's talk about point-and-click games, Dad.
Point-and-clicks?
Toonstruck!
Don't think I ever played Toonstruck.
I loved Toonstruck, and for some reason it's on Steam, so that's awesome. Because it was quite hard to run on modern PCs, and it's kind of come back. And it was a point-and-click with... What's he called? Is it Christopher Lloyd? The guy from Back to the Future?
Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Yeah, and he's like the main character. He's like a cartoonist. And he hates his job. He has to draw these fucking bunny rabbits. And he has this show called the Fluffy Fluffy Bun Bun Show about these like happy rabbits. It's like My Little Pony but rabbits. Anyway, hates it. He's got this character he's always wanted to draw and do a thing about, called Flux Wildly, who's this kind of like pink guy with green eyes. It's kind of a bit wacky and zany. And anyway, like he's asked to create this whole, new kind of thing for a new show with Fluffy Bum Bun. He's like, oh fuck no, and then I think he falls asleep and hits his head and ends up in this weird world with a lot of the cartoon characters he's created, and it's really, really cool. It's kind of a point and click where it's all just kind of, there's this evil guy called Nefarious and all these things are going wrong and you've got to kind of solve puzzles to kind of, it's just really, really well done. Especially with the humour of Christopher Lloyd, and it's very, very, very good. Didn't sell very well when it first came out because the box art was questionable for advertising. It was like I don't know if you remember it was like a clown with like blown up, almost like made out of balloons, with like a massive pin pushing into one of its eyes. It was not very enticing, I don't think, for as a cover, but it was a great game, so I've been playing that. And also a game I got my girlfriend playing, which is absolutely unbelievable. The Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition. It's great. Absolutely great game. So we've been playing that. Probably going to play through all, I think the first 4 games, I think. So that's been really, really fun. Obviously great humour. Been learning to sword fight by throwing quips at enemies and stuff like that. So it's been really quite fun to get back into that game. It's an absolute classic.
Very silly game.
And a great game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I played up to... Where was it? I think 4 was the last one they did on disc. Then 5 was...
Tales.
It was an episodic one.
Which wasn't very good.
Well, every episode picked up from the last one, but you had to wait months for it to be released, which was a pain in the arse.
I don't like making these games episodic, personally. I know it means that they got more money to make the games and they're not as popular as other games, but I'm not a big fan. I feel like it breaks the story up too much.
Don't know. Good point-and-click adventure is always worth playing.
It's true. It's true.
It's just nobody's writing them because that's not what people want.
I don't know.
Because they forgot to ask us what we want.
I suppose, though, there's games like Walking Dead, like Telltale kind of kept it alive, haven't they?
Telltale's the only company that are doing a semblance of a point-and-click game.
Yeah. Well, they made the Monkey Island game.
Yeah, I was going to say, they did the newer one. But,
actually, Broken Sword's still been going. They did Broken Sword 5 like a year or 2 ago. Which was cartoony.
Yeah.
But you're right, it is kind of a dead genre.
Yeah, it's because there's probably quite a market for it. It's just they're not asking that market if they want it.
I think there is a good market for it, because I think that especially people above a certain age, like maybe the bottom end is my age, around about 30 upwards, like we all grew up playing these games, and a lot of, especially people sort of moving upwards in age, like it's the type of game that's quite fun to play, really, if you don't have a lot of time, and it's quite, if you've got kids, it's quite good as well, from what I understand. Yeah. So,
and the storylines are silly.
Yeah, and often really fun. Like the puzzles are great. It's a nice little genre, to be honest. How about we talk about what's coming this month on Xbox Live and PS Plus? I'm not paying for PS Plus subscription anymore. I just can't be bothered. They never give any games that I want to play. So PlayStation, they got Mad Max, which I think was a pretty good game when it came out.
It was a good game.
Have you played it?
I've played it to death.
Is it that good?
Yeah, I played all the way through it. I think I'm probably only missing about 4 car parts.
See, it was one of those games that got like quite good reviews, but I don't think it was very financially successful because they were selling it really cheap quite quickly. which I thought was weird. But I've never watched the film, so I wasn't particularly...
It doesn't tie into the film as much as people think it does. No.
It's just one of those games
the only way
it
really ties into the film is that it's a guy called Max in the post-apocalyptic world driving a car and shooting people.
Is he a bit mad as well?
Yeah, a little bit. He's a bit annoyed, probably.
So that's free. That's coming. That sounds, it's something I would pick up. But again, like I've become in my old age quite particular about what I'm playing. I mean, if you look at the games I've been playing recently, I mean, you've got Star Wars Galaxies, which came out in 2004, Final Fantasy VIII, which came out in the 90s, Secret Monkey Island, which I think probably came out in the 80s, and Toonstruck, which came out maybe the 90s. So I'm really going retro.
Was it the 80s or was it the 90s? I think it was very late 80s, maybe early 90s for Monkey Island.
Yeah, it was a while back, because that's the first one as well. I mean, it's remastered, but...
The remastering, all they've done is touched up the graphics, basically. Yeah. And there's usually an option to switch it back to the originals.
There is, which is kind of cool. You realise how bad it looked, actually.
Yeah, and then you think back to when it was on the game, you think how good it looked.
Yeah. You can actually see the pixels. It's great.
Yes, yeah, they are pixel drawings.
Which is crazy when you think about it. Anyway, you've also got Trackmania Turbo.
Yay!
Never played it. Not that interested. Sounds like kind of casual.
I think it is kind of... No, I think Trackmania wasn't that the motocross one where you had to do silly ramps and stuff and had a magic unicorn, and it's one of those silly physics games where
yeah, I don't know. I am quite particular about my games. It's just something I just wouldn't be bothered with. It looks like racing cars apparently.
Okay.
Don't know. It looks quite good, actually. It looks like almost kind of stylized Formula 1 type stuff with crazy tracks, so actually that could be quite a lot of fun. Not for me personally, but I think a lot of people would quite enjoy it. But anyway, I can't be able to talk about the PS3 games or the Vita games because the PS3 stuff's going soon and I just don't care. I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't give you that news, guys, but... Let's give you news on Xbox Live because they actually support 360 games on the Xbox One, so it's actually a better
support
deal.
The original Xbox games as well.
They do. So, I mean, to be honest, this is somewhere that Xbox shits on PlayStation. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Got complete backwards compatibility.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like that is starting to... I mean, I don't have the money. I'm not going to justify... I cannot justify buying an Xbox One, to be honest. But... because I have a PC. But if I didn't have a PC, I probably would get one. But you've got, this month, Dead, The Witness, which, from what I understand, is a critically acclaimed game. Don't know that much about it. Isn't it a bit like Gone Home and sort of like an adventure-y kind of game?
Probably. Wasn't it one of those indie weird ones?
Like a walking simulator type game, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, possibly. Yeah, no, it is, because you've got to go around and I think you've got to go and research basically what happened to all it. But it's a bit like Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, I think. Where everyone's just disappeared and you've got to work out why.
Yeah, it looks sort of like
Which
that type
is
of game.
Basically walking town simulator.
Sort of Myst, basically.
Basically. Wander around and work out what went wrong.
Oh, Oxgoth says, awesome game, Monkey Island for the win. I would agree.
Yes, Monkey Island is awesome.
I agree, my friend. Oxgoth. I know Oxgoth. Who's Oxgoth?
I know Oxgoth.
You do?
Yes.
Who's Oxgoth? I've seen that name before.
He's been in the voice chat before. He lives in Worcester.
Ah.
Or somewhere near Well, somewhere beginning with a W.
Well, I very much agree. Monkey Island is one of those games, actually, that if I
Monkey
have
Island.
kids, they're going to have to play that.
Monkey Island 2 as well. Curse of LeChuck. Well, no, LeChuck's Revenge.
My favourite is Curse of Monkey Island, which is the third one. But that's the first one I played. That's the one that's kind of like really, like, the graphics are quite a lot better. Well,
yeah, I know. I played the first one. The second one, the graphics started to get better, and then the third one was a lot better.
Yeah, it was really nice.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the first one and the second one. The whole series, just 'cause it's silly, and it's all Lucas as well. Lucas games.
Oh, cool. Oxgoth has gone and bought Toonstruck. Awesome.
Excellent.
He's gone and bought it on GOG as well, which is probably better. For DRM and all that stuff. It's a great game. Really kind of like... It's just underrepresented and underknown as a game, which kind of sucks. But it's absolutely hilarious. They were going to make a sequel, but they didn't get enough money for it, which sucks. This was back in fuck knows when.
Yeah,
years
and
ago.
when now that everyone's forgotten what it is, they can re-release it as a completely new property.
Yeah. But
With a much better engine and better graphics. And
they won't know, because is Christopher... Is it Christopher Lloyd? It is Christopher Lloyd. Is he still going?
Yes.
I wonder if he'd do it again. He's sort of well, I don't know if he's really aged that much. He's sort of been an old guy for quite a long time.
Yes, and he's also completely mental.
Yeah.
We're over there.
In a good way. You also get Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which isn't bad.
Yep. Because we're running around London stabbing people.
Have they given you every single Assassin's Creed game free now or not?
They gave away Black Flag. I think they've done Unity. I think.
They should do Rogue.
Yes. Well, there's not much point in doing Rogue at the moment because they've just remastered it and re-released it on the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Oh, they have. That's worth a buy, actually. That's good. If you like Black Flag, that's even better.
Well, it's Black Flag 2, basically.
Yeah. You also get, for the 360 stuff, Dead Space 2, which is a good game, from what I understand. And
more crawling through space stations, killing aliens.
Exactly. And you get Cars 2 as well, which... Good if you have kids, really.
And it's good for the younger market.
But that's pretty much everything, to be honest. I suppose I could briefly mention... Yeah, I'll mention this. In theory, we should be starting a Vampire the Masquerade sort of video soon. That's going to be probably weekly. I don't think we'll stream it because a lot of the players have kids and things like that, so I don't want to make it too, like, it's not going to be really regular. Ideally it's going to be every week, but it's going to be dependent on when people can do it. But everyone's really invested in it. They're excited to make their characters. And
then I would suggest that you release it on the last day of the week, or the start of the first day of the next week after recording, because that way you've got time to do things with it.
Yeah, I think maybe have like a delay of like, we might set it off like 2 weeks after we've started, so it gives us a lot of like space. But it's going to be really, really quite fun. It's going to start in the Dark Ages, so that's when it's starting. We've got Ferg. Ferg's going to be coming back. I'm not sure if he'll be... I'm not sure whether he'll have time to come back on the Wonky Gamer or not. I'll check with that. But he's going to be running the vampire stuff. So that'll be quite cool. You get to see Ferg again. Hopefully he'll come back to the Wonky Gamer soon. But I don't know how much time he has and that kind of stuff. But... yeah, it should be quite fun, really. Everyone's been making their characters and everyone's getting quite excited about playing, so that's going to be really fun to do, because Ferg's storytelling is actually really, really good. He's got some crazy, wacky imagination going on, which is always very, very good for being a GM. So yeah, that should be quite fun to do. We've got quite a few players as well going on that, so. But yeah, no, as Oxgoth says, it's probably better to get Toonstruck on GOG because it's DRM free. I got it on Steam because I've just got everything on Steam at this point. But yeah, buy Toonstruck. Holy moly, I'm really pleased actually that Oxgoth's gone and bought this off my recommendation.
It's got Christopher Lloyd in it.
What's that?
I said it's got Christopher Lloyd in it. That's all you need.
Well, it's one of those games that just never got recognition properly, and I don't know why, because it's just amazing. Like, if you like point and clicks, it's one of the best ones, and it's really, really clever. Oh, he's played it before. Nice, and he loved it. So it's not just me. Well, I think that probably ends the show, to be honest. But yeah,
I can't think of much else.
No, I can't really. I mean, it's been a bit dead for news. But E3's happening in June, is it? And
yeah, sounds about right.
I think Bethesda are probably going to release, what's it called, Starfield? Like information on is it Starfield?
Okay.
Some like space game that's open world. And I reckon there'll be like some good announcements of like there'll probably be a Star Wars game announcement. Probably some other stuff as well. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's what we want. That's what we want. Ed.
That's what you want.
That's what you're looking forward to. I know it.
Not.
You are deep down. Part of your soul is desperate to play.
Deep down, part of my soul will die the day that comes out.
And it's going to come out 3 times at least because it's episodic. So
yay!
You can get excited 3 times. Your soul will die 3 times.
I can feel increasingly worse in increments of 3.
Excellent. It's like a slow terror building over several years. That's what you want.
Until they get halfway through it and then just give up.
Exactly. Oh yeah, Oxgoth also mentions Grim Fandango Remastered, which, yes, by God. Grim Fandango is a great game. Did you play that?
That's a Tim Schafer, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. You like...
That's one I haven't played.
You're kind of like a skeleton. Like, you go to Purgatory sort of type place. It's very, very clever.
Okay, out.
Right, I suppose, and on that note, we shall end the show. So
okay.
It's goodbye from me. And goodbye from DeD.
Night, folks.
Goodbye.
Bloody cat. What are you doing?